Xavier Ashford's blunt question left Aria feeling humiliated. In truth, she had never been with Talon intimately. Instead of answering, she gathered her courage and tried to negotiate. "Attorney Ashford, I know my presence bothers you. If we sleep together and you help get my father out, I promise to leave N City forever. I won't cause any trouble for Ms. Ashford's marriage." Xavier let out a low, amused chuckle. "Ms. Delacroix, do you want to save your father or do you just want to sleep with me?" Aria's face flushed crimson. She couldn't answer such a shameless question. Xavier didn't press her further. He finished his cigarette slowly just as the traffic began to move. He pulled the car over to the side of the road. Before Aria could ask anything, she heard the faint click of her seatbelt being unfastened. In one swift motion, Xavier pulled her onto his lap. The coat slipped off her shoulders, revealing her light, soaked clothing beneath. Her damp clothes stained his pale gray trousers, darkening the fabric in suggestive patterns. Outside, the storm raged on, the windshield wipers swaying rhythmically. Inside, the atmosphere grew thick with tension. Aria found herself pressed against Xavier, their lips locked in a passionate kiss. Xavier was skilled, effortlessly disarming her defenses, leaving her breathless and weak in his arms. When her hazy eyes caught her own reflection in the rain-streaked window, she was shocked by how disheveled she looked. "Is this really me?" Just as things teetered on the edge of no return, Xavier's deep voice broke the tension. "There's a luxury hotel nearby. Shall we spend the night there?" Aria snapped back to reality. Though she was breathless and dizzy, she still understood. Xavier only wanted a fleeting affair. Her voice trembled as she clung to his neck. "Mr. Ashford, my father, please." Xavier's interest evaporated instantly. He leaned back, lighting another cigarette. After a deep inhale, he exhaled slowly. "If you can't handle the game, don't play. It's rather dull." Aria, desperate, leaned forward and kissed him again. But Xavier didn't respond. His sharp gaze fixed on her, unmoved. Aria's cheeks burned with shame. Xavier crushed his cigarette halfway and spoke coldly. "I'll take you home." Feeling humiliated, Aria moved back to the passenger seat. In situations like this, both parties felt the awkwardness of stopping halfway. Xavier's gaze lingered on her face, his breathing slightly uneven. Aria turned her face to the window, refusing to meet his eyes. She knew, her looks alone weren't enough to make Xavier Ashford bend his principles. Despair settled deep in her chest. The rest of the drive passed in silence. When they reached her home, the rain had stopped. Xavier didn't get out to open her door. He simply nodded politely. Aria hesitated. "Mr. Ashford, can I have your WhatsApp?" Xavier refused. But perhaps out of residual guilt, he offered, "Find Harrison Sinclair. If he handles your father's case, the sentence might be reduced." He retrieved a business card from the compartment and handed it to her. Aria took it but didn't move to leave. Xavier leaned across her to open the car door himself. "Ms. Delacroix, using your body to trade with men. Someday you'll regret it." Aria couldn't stay any longer. She stepped out, and as the door shut behind her, the Bentley drove away without hesitation. Standing alone in the dark night, Aria felt a coldness seep into her bones.